Now, for a student who wants to, I would consider schools maybe like NTU, NUS, for example, because they want students to apply well in advance.
Mhm.
So, if the student is, for example, looking at 2014 fall session in Singapore
Mhm.
for National University of Singapore, for example,
Mhm.
then he needs to be prepared from now. He should be preparing for his test scores at the moment, which is his SAT, GRE, or IELTS TOEFL, which he should ideally be appearing in the months of October, November. So he should be ready with his test scores by October, November. By December, he should be in the process of assimilating all his documents from his school, which would be his transcripts from 10th till bachelor's.
Mhm.
By Jan and Feb, he should be in the application stage of making
Mhm.
an application to the schools because their deadlines are March, April. So you should always be an early applicant if you want to be considered for a scholarship. So by Jan, Feb, he should have been made an application to the schools and should have sent out all the documentation to the university if required. And he should be expecting a response from approximately 2.5, 3 months from then. So we would be by then sitting in April or May. By May, he would have a response from the school and he will have sufficient time to prepare for his financial documentation.
Mhm.
And we will obviously guide him as to what he's supposed to show, how he's supposed to maintain, what funds are acceptable, what are not acceptable, and stuff like that. So that usually takes about a month because a lot of students want to go for education loan, and the minimum turnaround processing time for education loan is 15 to 20 working days. So
Okay.
it takes a total of approximately a month. So by that time, he will always be either in June end or July first week. So he should be ready to apply for his visa, which would again take 10 to 15 days from then, because he would have, it will take some time for a student to secure a student pass. And once that's there, the visa doesn't take long, and he should be in time by August to fly for a September session or a October first week session.
Okay. So this is pretty much the entire process. So if
Right,
somebody aims for a fall intake,
right,
right? So
right.
if the intake changes, they can actually change the entire process.
Yeah, it changes the entire process by the way that if a student is, for example, looking at a spring intake, which is a January intake,
Mhm.
for 2015 Jan, then he should be in process by early 2014 or maybe end of 2013.
Okay.
So idealistically, what we always advise student is to keep 15 months buffer,
Mhm.
15 months buffer time with them prior to they are planning to go and study abroad. So, which means if he is looking at a fall 2014, he should be starting his process from now on, because it does take time to write your statement of purpose. It does take time to secure recommendation letters. It does take some time for parents to, arrange funds and put everything in place. So we don't know what will not work our way. So it's always better to keep some time extra in buffer, so that
Mhm.
we know that even if we one part of the process is delayed, we know we have time and we are not running late.
Okay. If you can list the steps one by one by numbers, like the step one will be the exams, or step two will be the SOPs.
Okay.
If you can list like that.
Okay. See, the first is that he needs to prepare for his test scores, which is GMAT, GRE, SAT, or IELTS, TOEFL, which are the basic English proficiency tests.
Okay.
IELTS and TOEFL usually takes a month, whereas GMAT, GRE, SAT usually take up to 3 months, depends from individual to individual. So the first step is definitely a test course. The
Okay.
second step being that a student should know which schools he's applying to, and he should have started writing his motivation letters, popularly known as statement of purpose, because that takes time. Brainstorming yourself takes time, and he might have to undergo 1 or 2 revisions. Third step is that simultaneously, ideally, I would say, the student should apply for his recommendation letters with the people he wants recommendations from. So that sometimes does take some time to secure letters of recommendations. Fourth step is ideally to make or prepare your username and login password, so that you know that what are the page navigations on your online application, what is your application asking, are there any specific supplemental questions being asked apart from the essays, so you're well prepared for those well in advance. And the last step being is that you upload everything and send them across to the school. So that's pretty much the entire thing. And as far as your academic documents are concerned, at the first instance itself, you do not need much of preparation for that, because we all have our mark sheets ready. And there are barely any schools in Singapore that are asking for transcripts and stuff like that, except NUS, NTU, which might in a few cases would demand transcripts. But most, by and large, they would just ask for mark sheets, which we all have. So that's about it.